in our last session.
There he
hey,
is.
Will.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, if you want to introduce yourself to our newest member, Kirsten.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up?
All right. So last week, the party was kind of recovering from the death of some of their long-term party members and friends, Cheeks and Kryn, two of the original party members played by Mike and Ash. Unfortunately had perished while infiltrating a citadel flying above the Forest of Spores. Following their death, the party escaped and made their way to the city of Mother's Grace, the capital of the Mushroom Folk and the forest itself, where they planned to find a coven of hags that was watching them from afar and reporting on their actions to the Winter Court, or more correctly now, the Court of Seasons, as it's called since it has absorbed the Summer Court. While in the city, they were asked by a local, Mushrana was her name, to speak with the Shroom Father about the possibility of more aggressively fighting back against Torums and Crozian on the forest itself. While she tried to set up a meeting between the party and the Shroom Father, the party was to go speak to the Circle of Elder Shrooms, the oldest mushroom folk in the city, and kind of try to get them on their side as far as convincing the Shroom Father. While meeting with the Elder Shroom folk, one of them turned out to be one of the hags, and sicked some shambling mounds on the group. During the fight, two new faces appeared. Brisk, the Tabaxi, and Ugnath, the druid, appeared, both with their own reasons for kind of seeking out the party, and helped fight off the shambling mounds while the hag escaped. Following the lead of the mushroom folk who had turned into the hag, Shroom Lisa, they tracked down her house, and in the basement, the party began to descend a staircase, where we pick up tonight, the stairs kind of like slick out from underneath you guys, and there's a split second before you can tell you're gonna start sliding down this muddy, basically just super steep corridor, since there's no stairs now, like a ramp. Anybody want to do anything?
How large is this area?
So the ramp definitely descends down, like out of eyesight for even the person in the front. So it's at least 60 feet from what you can see. Wait, does anybody have further dark vision than 60 feet?
No.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's at least 60 feet.
Hold on, double checking. I'm very well, mate. 120 feet.
I was just wondering how far it is
You got 120
around.
feet?
But I am in the back.
Okay, so from where you are, let's see, if you're in the back, that's still only 6 people in front of you, so like 30 feet in front of you. So yeah, the corridor itself is about 80 feet. So it's not that far down. You can see the bottom and the top from where you're at, Brisk.
Alrighty. As we're falling, can I make an effort to teleport people back up?
Could I?
Well, I actually have a thing I could probably use here.
I'd like to turn into a brown bear and use my claws to dig into the ground.
I like to use my stingers as well to dig into the walls.
Okay.
I have roots of rock, which pretty much just stops me from being able to slip. So I do have to constantly use it.
Pretty sure I have a climbing speed of like 30 feet.
I have advantage on strength
So,
saves.
it's not like super difficult to hold on. So those of you who are trying to grip, go ahead and make an athletics check to try to hold on. Mike, you obviously just stopped moving, and you're in the front, so it's kind of seeing if anybody's
I'm kind of, yeah.
Brisk, who would you like to try to teleport?
Goddamn Gloom.
You know it.
Damn, yep.
It's the best athletics check he's ever done.
Was pretty sure I was gonna fail, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of catch anyone trying to fall past me. I was probably towards the back.
I'm essentially just going to act like a wall and try to stop people from falling.
Seems people have more options for this than I'm anticipating. Instead of a teleport, can I just use claws and a climb speed to try and not fall?
Yeah, absolutely. With your climb speed, you just kind of grip on easily. So Brisk, as the only one who can currently see the bottom, like I said, it descends about 80 feet past where the party's at right now, before coming to an abrupt end in what looks like an open cavern below. You don't have too much of a vantage from where you're at to see much like in the room beyond, but there is kind of like a green glow coming from it. It's similar to the green glow of the spore-filled forest.
Alrighty. Is anybody having any difficulty, like, steadying themselves and not falling down a long way?
I think we're good.
Wallace definitely slipped, but
right,
I think
yeah.
he just would collide with... I think, Wallace, you were even going in second, weren't you? So you would just collide right with Shroom.
Who? Sorry. I wasn't ready for that.
You alright there?
Yeah.
And I used the gauntlet to kind of dig into the wall a little bit and steady myself.
An ominous voice seems to emerge from thin air, from the air all around you.
Ah, very clever. I like it when they're smart. But go away, unless you want me to eat the marrow from your bones.
Should we go?
Was that supposed to deter?
I don't know. That's... I mean, we did kind of come here for answers.
Then why should we listen to that voice? Let's just go.
I mean, the other option is to slide down the fleshy fungus slide, which we just stopped ourselves for. Any other opinions in this group?
Do we want to go head in when they are very well prepared for us? Have an advantage?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point.
I'm of the opinion we should back out and consider the best approach while we are not suspended.
They said we go blow them up, but you know.
I'm not opposed to that idea.
Yep, your ring thrums, and you hear a familiar voice that you actually haven't heard for a few days. I believe we should go in as well and slay the evil.
Of course he would say that.
mean logical. Yeah, Nightweaver thinks you should go in and kill them too.
What is a Night Weaver?
Oh yeah. Shit, only one of you. Fucking Christ. Long story, answer later.
I feel like details are needed. That alright?
Some sort of weapon. I saw him and Kryn arguing over it before. But I don't know, I think it manifests as something different. Anyway, shall we try to get back up this chute?
Maybe, perhaps come up with a battle plan. Does anyone have any coin that we might use to buy supplies?
No.
It's really broke as fuck.
Totally.
Motherfucker, there is like 16,000 in that bag.
I don't have the bag.
I took the bag of holding from Kryn before we buried him. There is plenty of gold for supplies. Plenty of coin.
Brisk.
Hmm.
Do you happen to have a rope on you that I can see?
Can I feasibly get into my bag to retrieve rope while I'm stuck to the side of the wall?
Yeah, I would say so. You can probably cling onto it with just one paw. And
He will precariously do so. Try to throw the rope down.
I'll grab it with the bare mouth and start anchoring myself to pull people up.
Can I try to climb with my stingers?
do you have a climb speed?
Let me check. I do not.
Okay. Then make an athletics check.
Would it be with advantage because we are throwing down a rope? Or would you like me to make an athletics check?
Well, are you using the rope, Ash, or were you just climbing with your
I'll probably try with my stingers at first.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to make your way slowly up the little ramp here. It's mostly just muddy. Kind of, it's slick. But with your stingers, you're able to dig in and kind of move up.
Then I'll be do that.
Alright. So yeah, throwing down a rope, doing that, and kind of like anchoring it on yourself, it does seem like it'll be easier for everybody to climb out. So, if you guys want to climb out, I wouldn't require checks with the rope, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys all arrive in the basement room again, and you're waiting for the last person to climb up the rope, I want everybody to go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh wait, I'm not that bad. I got a passive of 20. God damn it. Ugh.
Alright, so, yep, you hear the ever so faint creak of a floorboard above. as someone seems to have entered the house on the floor above you guys.
I kind of whisper down, be quiet, there's someone here.
Slowly, footsteps approach the stairs, and the door at the top of the stairs opens, and a figure begins to walk down the staircase, slowly and alertly, as Kirsten, if you would like to describe your character.
You see a young woman stepping down, stepping down towards you all. She has a freshly shaved head that's sort of starting to grow back a bit. It's a little hard to tell at that stage, but it's probably dark hair. She's currently wearing some goggles, dressed in sort of a leatherish attire, jacket, sort of a bit of a rough and tumble sort of look to her, and sort of stops in place upon noticing you all.
Yeah, so Kirsten, what is your character's name, sorry? Arlo?
Yes, Arlo.
So Arlo, as you have come here under kind of following your investigation, you were following up on a lead that this might be one of the potential lairs of this hag coven that you've been tracking down. And you are surprised to see several people kind of huddled around at the entrance of a staircase. If everybody would like to describe their characters and what Arlo sees, we'll go by portrait order, so Brisk, and then Gloom, and then Shroom, and so on and so forth, so...
Sure. Brisk is a 4'10", skinny little tabaxi. He's got orange, cream, and brown fur, and he's got some markings that make him almost look like a little tiger. He's got these large, expressive ears, a long, skinny tail, and dark green eyes that are flitting around, not liking unexpected persons. He's got a tight-fitted cloth undershirt, it's a little bit muddied and torn, brown trousers, black leather belt, skinny black boots. Doesn't have any sort of visible spellcasting focus or weapon about him, and he does not look particularly intimidating or imposing.
You see Gloom. You could swear that it's a very, very tall dwarf by the build. Almost 6'2", and you don't see any cloth per se, but her body is growing mushrooms in different areas of different types, all very muted colors, and her eyes are pitch black, and you can also not see any weapons on her.
Shroom, you can't really see what he is, as he appears to just be like a large suit of armor with all sorts of fungus and mushrooms growing out of like every crack and crevice and break in the armor, carrying a large tower shield and a battle axe. His mushrooms are more colorful.
I'm assuming I'm next.
Yep.
And you would see a large brown bear holding a rope in its mouth with a kind of a blackish cloud of spores around him. And that's really about all he has on him right now.
I love it. It's just like, why is there a bear?
Oh, sorry about that. Mic troubles. Towards the bottom of the rope, you see a gear forged, but it's a gear forged unlike any you've ever seen. Instead of being a normal human size or larger, I'm actually 4'2", and made mostly after the build of a heron-con. In fact, there are still some bits of old flesh and fur from my former self grafted over top of this metal skeleton.
small black kobold, black eyes. He has a kind of old-looking, like crumpled sailor's hat on with shabby clothes. That's about it.
All right, so yes, there is a moment as everybody kind of looks at each other.
Is that the
turn
hat?
my hand. I turn my hand into stingers right away. I don't know.
I can like block the front. My big shield. Who are you?
Well, I guess I could ask the same of y'all.
But being since you were the last one to arrive, there's more of us than you.
I can see that. Look, the name's Arlo. I don't mean any trouble, honestly. Unless you wish to start it.
Are you near like a hag's den? I'm assuming that's the only thing here, unless there's like a coffee shop.
I've just been sort of doing some investigating, and it's sort of led me to here. Looking into some business for some friends, and well, this is where the trail seems to have led me.
Investigation, you say? How do we know she's not the hag?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Nightweaver, is she evil?
To be honest, I sense something, but it's not evil.
Nightweaver didn't seem concerned, which is unusual for him.
But I think that's the first time this entire campaign that he has not called something evil.
For real.
Fair.
Damn, okay.
To be honest, that kind
I
of
don't
makes me
trust
think
it.
you're more evil.
Yeah, don't trust that.
To find if there is a coven hidden here. Hags that have infiltrated the city of Mother's Grace.
I'm also looking into something related to hags. Hopefully it's the same thing.
Perhaps we shouldn't have this conversation in the hallway of said hag's
Yes.
base of operations.
I will right on the ground, sleep, with my claw.
What's with the bear?
He's a lizard.
Oh, okay. Looks like a bear to me, but sure.
I mean, he was a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Uncertain, but I would like to continue this conversation further away from the hags.
I guess we should leave this place then. Find a more secure spot.
Will not fit through the door.
Yeah, I think you can squeeze through the door. You know, it's not easy. You kind of bust up the frame a little bit, but you push through.
Think the hag would notice that?
I think they already knew we were here, so I don't think it matters.
Or what if they stuff so bad?
can say stuff if you want. We're behind you.
Well, no, I can't talk. He'll just roar at the door and shrug.
I mean, everything's made of mushrooms. It'll grow back.
Okay, so you guys are going outside?
Yep.
So yeah, you guys emerge back out onto the city streets. It's getting late in the day now. Probably evening time, since you guys spent a little bit of time in the restaurants and have kind of been all over the city today. You can see the sun has just started to set, kind of casting a glow as it shines through the spores that collect in the air. Yeah, you guys are outside. What would you like to do?
Have we any destination in mind where we can strategize?
I mean, we could find an inn.
A bit of privacy would do us good.
Not sure how private it will be. Those bags have been, watching these people for, ever. We points to Yip and Atya. And, Wallace, who is now part of the group.
I guess we'll have to stand those around you.
The Nightweaver is going to speak up in your mind once again, Yip. Why do we run away like cowards? We should go in and destroy these bags.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Nightweaver says we should just go kill him.
If they are prepared for us, then walking into their den is going to be disadvantageous.
Again, what is the Nightweaver? I mean, actually, I guess he told me. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Why are we listening to an inanimate object?
Well, my brain's not that big, so he can be like the other half of it that tells me what to do and stuff, and I can be the half that tells me to blow shit up.
Okay.
Inanimate object. I see.
I think this one's a little crazy.
Just a little, brother.
Brisk's head tilts a bit to the right. Do we know by what mechanism they are observing this group? That we know they're not watching us down anywhere we go. So do we have any reason to believe they're not listening in now, and that any strategy we come up with is just going to be known anyway?
Yeah, so who cares? Let's just go kill them.
Outside of Bushra folk, brother cannot detect anomalies like that, so he might be mute.
Are each of you being monitored individually, or is it just the group in the general sense?
No.
Well, at the very least, we should probably strategize a battle plan. Other than just going headfirst into whatever the hell's down there.
Strategy would involve us knowing something, brother.
You guys
that's true.
We don't know much.
You guys notice these subtle spores around Ugnath take shape as words, as Ugnath seems to be trying to communicate through the spores.
Oh, he can do that.
Yep.
What are you trying to say, boy?
Did you guys see the chat and roll 20?
Oh, okay, hold on. I agree with this statement.
I guess we should rest and then attack.
That would do me well.
I guess we're finding a place to rest then.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, do you mind if I tag along? I mean, I kind of don't want to step on any toes.
Why are you looking for the hags?
I'm helping the Shrimp Father. And it sort of led to hags being the problem.
Human.
That's good enough reason for me.
Helping the Shrimp Father. Interesting. Well, come along.
Don't suppose you've talked a lot with his advisor.
Talk? No, but...
So Arlo, you one of the leads that you had been following was on his advisor, who is a one-handed mushroom folk, and from what you could tell, this advisor is most likely one of the hags.
Well, I guess we should go find somewhere to rest then. They'll might try something tonight, but as long as we're prepared and know it's coming, we should be good.
Today is the night where keeping watch is important.
Yeah.
So, how, you guys kind of look around, you're in like the residential area of the city right now. It seems like all of the buildings nearby are houses, but there are quite a few people walking by. If you'd like to ask anybody where would be a good place to stay the night.
Uknoth will drop his bear form, since they're going to go get sleep.
Told you.
So now,
God, you're right!
Now, Ugnath, if you'd like to describe your true form as you take shape in the middle of the road here.
So it is a lizard oak covered in black scales with green and brown moss growing off of him. In his hands sits a obsidian staff with a wooden top to it, kind of like branches. And around his neck sits a cluster of different kind of carvings, with one of them being larger than the others. It's obsidian as well, of a raptor.
And another thing that you notice is there was actually a small raptor that was curled up sleeping in Ugnath's fur, but as he transforms back, Sheila, the velociraptor, falls down, waking up abruptly, and then gives you a little bite on the leg, Ugnath, kind of like angrily, and like a little playful little scratch as she blinks at you, looking like you just interrupted her nap.
I'll pick her up, put her back on my neck around where my bag sits. And you would see also on my back is a rotten wooden shield.
This is some group y'all have.
It changes a lot. People keep dying.
So he says.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Hopefully none will die while I'm here. Speaking of that, I do have the ability to bring someone back if they've died recently, but I need the materials for that.
If you look in Wallace's shit, he might have it.
Yes, Wallace, how many diamonds are in the bag of holding?
Give me just a minute.
I think I put a whole list of Crin's gear in here somewhere.
I know you guys had several diamonds, but yeah. So I would say Arlo, you know the city pretty well. There are a couple of inns nearby. The cheapest one is definitely the Smoked Spore. But there's also a couple of other inns. One of them is a little bit further away and a little bit more expensive, and that is the Toasted Cap.
I just saw on the bag of holding list has 2 diamonds, one worth 300 and one worth 500.
I could use those. If you would let me hold on to the 300 gold one. And the 500 we can use on whoever would need it.
Yes. We already owe both of you our lives. Me for certain. I would trust it to you. I give it to you.
Alright, and I'll take it and put it in the bag next to my other spell component.
There's also a whole bunch of spell scrolls.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. Before Kryn died, he basically spent a shit ton of money on spell scrolls.
Or Kryn.
There's also some slippers of spider climbing if anyone wants those. Oh.
Alright, so where are you guys headed?
Shroom's gonna turn to a random citizen, be like, "You, citizen, where is the nearest place of rust?"
Probably the Smoked Spore.
Was that place also an inn? I thought that was just a restaurant.
Oh no, they got an inn upstairs, dude.
I guess we go back. There
Do we
is a
have to?
protection. Isn't there a protection around it?
My brain still hurts from the last time we had to talk to that waiter.
Moosh.
Oh, dude, I love that guy. Rock on.
No.
The random citizen walks off.
These mushroom folk are strange.
Quite different from Arkin.
Very different from mine.
Well, if we have to. Start heading over to the whatever mushroom place.
Alright,
Ugh,
so yeah,
brain.
after a few minutes you guys arrive back at the Smoked Spore. The restaurant that you guys had been at before. And going back inside, they do have rooms available for 2 copper pieces a room. And also they have food and drinks available still if you guys want to eat or drink.
We just barely did that.
If you order anything from here, it'll take an hour to get, and they will not bring you the dish you ordered.
And they will charge you more than what its set price is.
And we're trying to get an inn here.
Just
This was the one we were informed of. If you know of any other inns in the nearby area, you are welcome to speak up.
Could just
I
sleep
mean-
out in the woods or something.
There's always the toasted cap, but that's a bit more pricey. And I don't know what y'all working with.
I have no money.
I don't have that much either.
I guess just don't try to bargain because that didn't go well the last time.
We could also pick up supplies for making potions. And or potions themselves.
What would the other accommodations cost us?
DM? What's the? I know you said expensive.
Yeah, the rooms at the Toasted Cap are like they're about 5 silver pieces per room.
Okay.
But they are much more luxurious. But you also know that the beer at the other inn at the Toasted Cap is way overpriced, and they cut you off after just 2 or 3.
Ooh. Okay, so the Toasted Cap, the rooms run around roughly like 5 silver pieces, which is pretty fair for what you get there. It's pretty nice. Though I don't know if any of y'all are much drinkers. If you are, I do not recommend going there. Do not get a drink.
Well, it'll take an hour to get your drink from this place anyway, so.
Oh, listen, I will take that over. They charge way too much for the beer over there. Like, I'm happy to wait, compared to those prices.
I don't think it would be ideal to get drunk this evening. With a potential hag attack.
Well, that's a great opinion you have there, Glue Shroom. It is not shared with the entirety of the party, so maybe you can keep it to yourself.
Why would I do that? Then you wouldn't know what my opinion was.
And wouldn't life be better off?
I no longer
The small
eat or
one
drink.
is hurtful.
I mean, I guess he can do with his drink as much whatever he wants to do, but I stand with my brother. Drinking is not the greatest idea tonight.
Then to the fancy place then.
Looking for some supplies along the way. You said for potions? Do you know how to brew them?
I don't have a kit with me, but I do know how to brew them. I learned in my tribe. A little bit of common practice among my people.
With my current financial situation, I could only forage for poisonous material.
I have an herbalist kit. I don't know how that impacts this conversation at all. I just wanted to point out I have an herbalist kit.
I
You
have
can
the
look at the plants.
I have the proficiency for it. I just don't have the kit.
I have proficiency and the kit for poisoners.
You guys do know from your brief.
Do you want my herbalist kit?
You guys know that your brief foray into the market, and Arlo, you know from your time in the city so far, that there are actually like a lot of alchemists here in the city. It's one of the major specialties that the mushroom folk kind of congregate to due to the very rare alchemical ingredients that grow here in the forest. So it wouldn't be hard to find many different kinds of potions, healing potions, and otherwise in the various markets of the city. That being said, it is pretty late now, and those markets are unlikely to be open for the rest of the night until the morning. So.
Off to the fancy place we go then.
Huzzah.
Alright, I'll lead the way then.
Alright, so Arlo, you lead the way through the streets of the city as they slope upwards. The Toasted Cap is actually much higher up in the city, closer to the Temple of the All-Mother, where you guys met Mushrana and buried Kryn and Cheeks. As you guys approach it, you can see the large building which has like it's like the other buildings of the city, grown from a giant mushroom, and has a speckled blue and purple cap. It also has a sign hanging out from the door with the symbol of a mushroom wearing like a little pointy nightcap.
I find this place entertaining.
Alright, so yeah, opening up the door, you're instantly met with warmth from the fireplace which is burning on one side of the chamber. It's a round room, and you can see there are several sets of tables and chairs, as well as a counter where there's a little clerk standing there. He's wearing a fancy-looking apron, and as you guys come into the room, he bows. Ah, welcome, my friends, to the Smoked Cap. How can I help you this evening? Are you looking for rooms?
Indeed we are.
Perfect. We have several packages available. I know that connoisseurs like yourself would be interested in the finest we can offer. We can offer you our famous 5-course meal, complete with 2 beverages and a stay in one of our luxury rooms for only 10 gold pieces each. I think this is a fair and fine deal.
Trum just looks to Arlo. I thought you said it was 5 silver.
I mean, that's what it was yesterday.
Probably for the basic.
Yes, I suppose there is the basic accommodation, but I figured that people of your status, adventurers, outsiders, would have the money to spend. We do have,
You
of
think
course,
adventurers are
the best food in
rich?
the
The
city.
fuck?
Yes, perhaps I was mistaken. I didn't see the scruffy one. You know, if you're looking for cheaper accommodations, the smoked spore is down below, and they serve people of your class.
Hoping for something perhaps of moderate grade?
I'm starting to think the other place isn't that bad of an idea.
I can sign you up for, what is it? 3, 7, 8, because Atia's there too. 8 of the, normal accommodations. That would be, I suppose, 40 silver. Although, I would like to say that you are assuredly missing out on Chef Bushrana's, greatest dishes.
Here, I'll tell you what. If you do me a favor and ignore your goofy ass drink limit and time limit, I'll just give you 10 gold for the group of us.
I'm sorry, but the price for the 5-course meal was 10 gold apiece. My fine kobold friend.
I don't give a flying fuck about your 10-course meal. I just care about drinks. Just don't give us the goofy ass drink limit.
We have a drink limit for a reason, sir.
Because you're lightweights?
Because we don't like dealing with drunks.
Guys, I think the other place is probably better or more busy for a reason.
I have no coin in either way, so
I am
whoever
broke.
paying decides.
I don't know. I just offered the dickhead 100 silver just to give us rooms and let us drink as much as we wanted. So, yeah, I'm ready to piss off to the other place.
Does look like a dick.
Oh.
You guys do catch a whiff of the food, and it does smell really good.
It's hungry for power enough.
I think everyone just turns to Wallace. You're the one with the money.
How much gold is in that bag, Wallace?
16,000? 50? How much?
Why are you guys bulking over 10 gold apiece? Jeez.
16,500.
We only have.
Care
Looks at
about
my
gold.
10
I
gold.
wanted drinks.
At least you have 10 gold.
I mean, honestly, you and
Is it-
Ati are really the. Well, you, Ati, and Yip are the only really the people that have any, like. That's your gold.
I guess technically I have 5 gold to my name.
The party can provide accommodations in whichever place you would like. Now, would you prefer to go with your stomachs or to be inebriated on the eve of what is possibly a dangerous fight?
Yeah, second
You know
one,
what?
that option.
I will not drink my alcohol. The kobold can have it.
All right. 10 gold for everyone. Very well.
I did hear what was said, but I suppose as long as we don't exceed the amount of drinks limited, the 2 drinks per everybody, I don't care if you give all of your drinks to the kobold.
Okay, the kobold can have mine.
Fair.
Fine.
Mine as well. I just whisper to you.
That'll be 80 gold pieces then.
Here you are.
Perfect. Well, here are keys. Your rooms are up the stairs on the 2nd floor. You will find you each have your own separate accommodation with a king-sized bed and a trunk for you to place your belongings. Dinner will begin within the hour.
Maybe old mother, this seems excessive, but let's partake.
Oh, the All-Mother would love the food here. You know,
Bloom's eyebrows just twitches from
I feel
him
like that's a
swearing
weird
on
thing
the
to
old
say.
mother. Yeah.
That'd be like some random person being like,
Blasphemous.
just like, hey, Jesus
True.
would love this fucking food.
Literally.
I would. Yeah, God, despite my sickness, I have to do this. Shroom would not let that shit go. He instantly turns to the man and is like, "You dare assume what the All-Mother wants."
Oh, I only meant to say that it's the finest cooking in the land.
I will be watching
say
you, small
so.
mushroom man.
Then say so, but do not use the old mother's name like that. You should know better.
Kind of like blinks at you guys and then... Alright, well enjoy
Let us
your stay.
continue to
Dinner will be
dining
within
room.
the hour.
Bet 10 gold that like 4 of the courses are mid as fuck, like vegetables or soup or some shit.
Bet.
It's gonna be all mushroom.
Hey, maybe you guys will
What
actually
do you-
get to try the beetle this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Ugnath will just take the leftover food and turn it into bread.
So, following the guys' instructions, you guys do find that you each have your own separate room on the 2nd floor. And it is, they are very nice accommodations. You each have your own private bath, a nice big king-size bed, which is ordained with very soft sheets and blankets. And there's it smells very pleasant and earthy in the rooms as well. It's probably the nicest accommodation you guys have stayed at. Many of you for maybe ever. Some of you though that were in the Feywild, the accommodations provided by Queen Sibrel were about as good as this. So this is very, very nice.
I guess I will go to my room.
Are we going to rooms, or are we gonna try and figure out what our plan is for tomorrow?
Oh, right, yes, we should do that.
So, there is a large table downstairs, kind of like in a banquet hall, for your guys' dinner that is being set up for you guys. So as you guys descend the stairs again, you can see that there is 8 placements at the table. And then there's even a little spot for Sheila.
Okay. See, Sheila would hop down into it.
Well, what does anyone know about hags?
What do I know about hags?
Would I know anything about hags?
Yes, good question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of you guys know the basics. They are very powerful, fey creatures, witches, who are skilled in powerful magic, and they're even more dangerous when they form a coven, gaining more magic by working together.
So what I'm gaining from that is there's going to be multiple hags, so kill the weak one really quickly so that we don't have to deal with the 3 of them.
Are we going to have to deal with all 3?
Imagine so.
Depends on if the advisor is there or not. I mean, one of them at least has a job.
I don't think that we'll be able to catch them off guard. If they can spy on all of us, I imagine they can communicate and group up by the time we get there.
I do think that is good to have enough provisions then to be able to withstand whatever they launch at us.
Would I have encountered any hags in the swamps of where I grew up?
So your tribe probably would have taught you how to see the signs of a hag being around. So you would if you were in the forest or in the jungles rather, you noticed a place that was corrupted by a hag's power, you were taught to avoid those places as they were seen as very dangerous. Kind of like ancient wisdom passed down from the tribes.
Okay.
So really our only plan is to just rush in and hope that we get them off guard.
Get some potions, rush in, and stab.
I don't know if we'll be catching them off guard, but they might underestimate us. I mean, half of us don't know the other half.
If I may,
Yes.
should we not assume that they would be able to hear us strategizing, and whatever we come to a consensus on, they would know prior?
What you call this?
So we run
strategy?
in with absolutely no plan whatsoever.
We run in well rested, prepared to fight the unexpected. Because I have never fought a hag. I've stayed away from them every time I've encountered them. And I think the best we could do is just prepare for a powerful shaman-like creature.
Last time I fought a hag, I almost died, so I'm not exactly spilling with information on how to beat one.
Is there anything in that bag of yours that might be able to help us with different scenarios?
I mean, there's a scroll of silvery barbs in there, so if somebody wants to take that, it's pretty much a busted spell.
Let's distribute that shit, please.
Does anyone know how to cast this spell?
Nay.
I do not cast magic.
I could use the cure wounds and aid someone in that way, but I'm afraid this one is foreign to me.
Mitch,
Do you need to be able to cast the spell to use it, or have it in your spell list?
Just
have
be
it-
able to cast it.
Yeah, it's just be able to cast it. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if it's over your spell level limit, you can make a check to try to cast it as long as it's in your class's spell list, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's just 10 plus the level of the spell.
Yeah, I think so.
If you have a 9th level spell scroll that's a druid spell, you could cast it. You would just have to make an arcana check that's 10 plus 9, so 19. So that's the thing. Whatever happened to that 9th level scroll you guys found? You guys found a 9th level scroll when you killed the dragon.
It's a heal scroll.
Someone left the group, and he had it.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I remember the last guy that left.
what, Asa?
I can't.
Yeah, that matter.
Yeah,
I should have gone back.
I think we gave him the scroll.
His loot. I'll put that back in your inventory during the break. But anyway.
Yeah, because we had that 9th level heal everyone instantly spell.
Which might be useful.
So, as you guys are sitting there kind of discussing the hag thing, a waiter with a little kind of mycelium mustache comes out and begins to distribute the first course for you guys. Which, as he removes the little domes from the platters, you can see that it is a spore blossom tartlet. Little delicate, bite-sized tartlets that kind of are steaming on the platter in front of you. The guy, the waiter, bows without saying a word and then leaves.
Hey, yo, can I get a couple drinks?
Although it seems like he walked away without hearing you, he comes back a moment later with a platter full of drinks and begins to distribute a beer to each of you.
I just hand mine to the kobold. Is this all the food they are giving us? It is small.
No, I think it's this goofy thing where they do it every 20 minutes or some shit.
Why would they do that? That seems inefficient.
Look, don't ask me. I haven't been to a place like this before.
It's a banquet thing, we're reading books when growing up. Not the kind of thing our people would do, but when in Rome.
Shroom just picks up the tart. For anyone who remembers, he doesn't really eat these normally.
No.
He lifts essentially the belly plate up where the stomach would be, and there's just a giant gaping hole where his stomach would be that is just filled with a bunch of different fungus, and he just kind of shoves it into his stomach.
As it goes in there, it does break apart, or kind of squishes, showing its inside of mousse and cream and little micro herbs.
Yep, gags on his drink looking at this.
I was astounded.
Noth is just eating with Sheila.
It is exceedingly tasty. It's got a nice mousse.
I'm waiting for the Constitution save.
I pass my plate over to motioning toward Arlo and Brisk. Would you care for mine?
Riff just holds up a hand. I'm already too full from earlier. You guys can have mine.
I'll take any leftovers.
Oh, go for it then. I'm good. Thank you, though.
I'll try one. You guys see my mouth kind of dislodge,
Oh god.
and my teeth transform into kind of a maw. And I don't quite like the taste of this, I say after chomping on it. It's not as hearty as my last meal.
Do you do that every time? The mouth thing? Is that a thing?
What mouth
She
thing?
questions the mouth, but the giant gaping open stomach.
Oh no, that is beyond words. That is... Both of you are... Just...
Or what?
Well, I mean, I've been here, but I, don't really...
We
don't
are
seem to
not.
want to eat.
We are not the standard mushroom folk.
My apologies.
We are mycelian. We are. I guess technically we are nothing but spores. Currently possessing dead corpses.
The waiter brings out the next course, which
Most uncomfortable meal.
listen, this is the waiter always comes whenever you're saying something like really deep. So the waiter rolls up and he's got a few platters that he puts out for you guys with little slices of low-cap mushrooms, all marinated in like a citrus vinaigrette that you guys can smell the aroma of. Kind of shaved down into paper-thin slices, and arranged in kind of like a little, like, almost like a circular pattern with kind of like golden spore dust brushed along the edges of the plate.
Man, this shit's gone bad. You can smell it.
I just have to ask, Alex, how long have you been planning for like a culinary session?
I was last week I planned a couple of menus, so
Oh,
I'm getting like really into the world building, so I'm just doing all sorts of just random stuff.
Hell yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
So again, go ahead.
I want to take these. Wallace notices the glowing mushroom caps and the gold dusting and finds it kind of interesting and telescopes one of his eyes out and begins dissecting it with a little blade that comes out of his finger, just examining the food.
Yeah, Ugnaught would be intrigued by the gold dust and spores and try and make them join part of his spore cloud.
These spores seem to be a edible concoction made by mixing flour and the spores, flour, sugar, and the mushroom spores, and kind of lightly baking them.
Room just like stuffs it into his stomach, and all the golden spores just start to like join with all the other spores that are currently floating around in his stomach.
Bloomy's not interested in the food anymore.
Yeah, Brisk is holding up a fist to his hand, so he's like feigning being sickened by this for the second course as well. He's just gonna pass his plate down to whoever's next to him. And
So
after
you should eat. Sorry, you keep going.
I've had too much today already, I hope nobody minds if I excuse myself. And with that, Brisk's going to take his leave, step out of line of sight, and where exactly is the kitchen situated?
The kitchen is behind the. It's like in the room behind the counter where the clerk is standing now, not really paying any attention to you guys, just looking over some books on the counter.
Could I feasibly drop an invisibility on myself and hopefully follow the waiter behind next time they go in. Because truth be told, if I were a hag in the situation, I would love to get my hands on the food that people are willing to eat. So I would at least to save my own anxiety, just make sure there's no tomfuckery going on here.
Yeah, no problem. So when you are sure nobody's looking, you drop invisibility, and after a moment you watch as the third course comes out from the kitchen, and the waiter drops off a clear kind of aged spore and smoked cedar with forest roots soup. It has dumplings in it, filled with a fungal mousse, and you see him pour the soup actually from a pitcher into your each of your individual bowls, before bowing again and heading back towards the kitchen.
Hey, no one wants this shit. Give us more drinks.
At which point, Brisk, you see him approaching the kitchen.
He'll just stay out of the way, in a place where he can at least have an idea as to what's going on without getting bumped into.
Alright, so he heads on into the kitchen, and you slip into the door right after him. It's loud and very active back here. You can see the mushroom folk all rushing around. There is the one waiter, and then there is a just one line of kitchen staff that is bustling around, chopping up different ingredients and frying things up, and also cleaning. Overall, it looks pretty nice back here, and the two mushroom folk cooks in the back are really hustling, putting together this meal.
His ears are...
The waiter quickly leaves the kitchen again with a platter of drinks to bring to the table.
Brisk's ears are flat against his head as he hates the sound and the hustle and bustle, and he's not used to anything city adjacent or what comes with it. For a bit, he's just going to be hanging out and making sure there's no witchy nonsense.
Alright.
And then that he's good.
Ognoth would be amassing a massive pile of plates at this point.
I think most of us are not eating, right? Well, Yip's not eating, and I'm eventually giving all of my food to Ognoth as well. So, and Brisk is
I'm eating my portions. That's it.
So I think you're getting 5 portions of food to confirm if Arlo is eating and Shroom is kind of eating the way Shroom eats.
I ate the first one. Sheila's probably eating someone's meal at this point. And other than that, I am just amassing a pile of plates to turn into travel rations.
So, you see, Brisk, the fourth course, as it is being prepared. It looks like a very beautiful, like, portobello steak, which is covered with like a really nice puree of chestnut fungi, and it's got like green lichens and a drizzle of like a honey spore reduction that you see them put on it. The smell is very, very sweet, but also savory. You see them plate them up on some stone plates, and the waiter comes in and takes the platter with the fourth course and brings it out to the table. So you guys each get your large cut of mushroom steak. At this point, the waiter is kind of giving you guys looks as the food kind of piles up around you at the table as well.
Thank you, kind sir.
Jerome just keeps putting things in his stomach.
I'm going to hold on to these for the full course. We did pay for it.
$80 gold we paid for it.
The two mushroom folk in the kitchen that are cooking begin to converse with each other in the mushroom folk language. Do you speak mushroom folk at all, Brisk? Alright, so it just sounds like it's a very strange language, and you're not sure what they're talking about, but you hear them laugh a couple of times and continue cooking.
Okay.
Finally, the fifth course is brought to the table as about 20 more minutes have passed, and it's a very nice shimmering spore parfait. It's got various layers of jelly and sweet mushroom cream, forest honey granola. It's got little candied glow cap mushrooms, and it's in this really fancy, tall, mushroom-shaped glass.
Ugnath would have a bite. He's had a bite of most of the food.
It is very
This food
tasty.
is strange.
Can we get another round over here?
I'm sorry, sir, but all rounds have been served.
Man, that's bullshit. Fucking.
Hey!
Hey, what's up, Ava?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Good. how
We're
you
eating
doing,
a
Eva?
5-course meal.
Yes. Yes, so to recap what's been going on so far this session, the party backtracked out of the lair because they didn't want to rush in and fight the hag, and they met a new friend, Arlo, and then the group went to this very fancy restaurant / inn, and they've been having a 5-course meal, which, Atia, you have been there as well. So there's been like a little tartlet, there's been like a glow cap carpaccio, there's been a soup with dumplings, there's been a big portobello steak, and then there's also been the last course, which was just served, is like a shimmering parfait.
Yummy.
And Brisk, now that all of the courses have been served, you can see that the mushroom folk in the kitchen have begun to clean up and tear down their kitchen, it looks like, for the evening.
So how many days worth of food would this give me?
I mean, supposing it doesn't all expire, well, you could use that, extract poison or whatever?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to use. It
Um,
looks like the normal food, it just doesn't have any nutritional value once I extract the poison out of it.
I would say that each set of the 5 courses would give you 1 day's rations, basically.
So how many people gave me their food?
I only ate 1 of the 5 courses.
Yep, just got drunk.
So like all of Yips.
I think all of Wallace's as well.
Yeah.
I love Brisk's too.
Except for like the 1 that you had. And then Sheila and mine first meal, so probably 4. With some dust left over.
Yeah, so you have a whole bunch of plates of food surrounding you. You gonna turn that all into poison then?
Yeah, I'll actually expend the bowl as it shatters and turns to ash. And the fire lights up in front of me, and it turns it into 4 pieces of elven bread.
Alright.
I guess it's time for bed, and we reconvene in the morning. Yes?
Should we share rooms just in case something happens?
It depends how comfortable our friends are. They clearly did not like our table manners.
I'm taking my own room.
Yeah, me too.
We're all on the second floor. Perhaps we can take turns watching the hallway.
And perhaps Yip should sleep the whole night.
I can take the first watch.
I'll expend a spell slot to make a Fey familiar appear in front of me. And it's going to be a weasel. A wild shape slot.
Your weasel appears in front of you, and then Sheila begins to chase it around as they kind of run in circles with each other, playfully.
I have a few friends that can keep watch for us.
Off to
Just
bed we go then.
I shall take the third watch.
I will watch at some point.
Yeah, my familiar will last for 4 hours before it disappears.
Alright, so, is anybody sharing rooms, or is everybody going to their own rooms? Who's bunking up? What's going on? What's the plan?
Anyone can bunk with me, or not. I don't care either way.
I don't mind sharing either, to be honest.
I'll probably stay with Gloom.
Atia's not sharing a room.
Brisk is gonna retire to his own room, but I would love if I could then sneak into somebody else's room who I think might get ambushed in the night.
Alright.
And if I had to take my pickings of any of you, I would love to sneak into Yip's room and sleep underneath his bed.
Alright.
Careful what you wish for.
Oh, you're probably...
You guys all retire to your rooms then. Shroom and Gloom together. Brisk, Atia, Yip, all by yourselves. Is anybody bunking with Ugnath? Are you bunking with Ugnath, Wallace?
Yes, I suppose I will, yeah.
And I imagine Arlo, since you just met these freaks, you probably wouldn't want to bunk with anybody on your first night. That would be my assumption.
Yeah, that might be a little awkward, so no.
Pretty sure this is all of our first night.
Yeah, you know what? It totally is.
No, stay with the mushrooms.
So, yes, you guys each go to your individual rooms. And were your familiars taking the first watch then, Ugnath?
Yep.
Okay. So your familiar is sitting there. Brisk, after a little bit, you think that it would be a good time for you to try to sneak into somebody's room if you would like to.
I'm just gonna do 2 of these. One out of my room and hopefully one into his if I can peek under Yip's door.
Okay. So yeah, with a couple of quick maneuvers, you slip into Yip's room. Yip, what are you doing? Did you go straight to bed?
Yip was gonna talk with Night Weaver, see if he says anything.
Okay.
So he's looking at his ring.
Alright, so yeah, so Brisk, you're invisible right now, but you can see Yip is standing in the room looking at his ring. We should have just gone in there today. The ring speaks audibly, and after a moment, a kind of black amorphous shape takes form as the ring kind of like splits from Yip's hand, forming a about 5 foot tall humanoid-like figure just made out of what looks like a black goo. Why did we run?
It doesn't matter. The hags don't have anything to do with our deal. Or with the power that you want.
How do you know they didn't tell Toro?
Well, they probably did, but Torm's after us regardless. They probably know we're here considering we blew up a citadel.
And we will have revenge for you, or for Kryn, and for Cheeks. I
over that douchebag that Wallace knows is.
We can add him to the list.
Well, Geringer. Trying to accomplish that list hasn't exactly gone to plan.
We need more powerful allies.
Do you have any old friends or anything?
I have no friends. I am a soldier.
Figured as much. I'm not exactly the most friendly of people either, and most of what we do is just kill.
I didn't say we needed friends, I said we needed allies.
I'll work on that. Maybe we could end up going to Argul's Rift in the end, anyway. With you filling up the missing part of the ring, do you think we could open it?
I believe I could force the door open.
And whoever's are there anyway, so.
Take me there. Allow me to claim the power of Tempest, and I could destroy your enemies. But remember, I don't want Tempest, not ultimately.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I have a grudge with Light anyway.
Then we wait until morning before we destroy evil together. The Nightweaver returns to the shape of your ring.
Yiv kind of curls up into another nightmare sleep.
Brisk, you're not sure what the fuck you just saw.
Yeah, that's a decent amount to unpack. I would... Well, I'm gonna settle beneath his bed. Because again, I feel like if anyone gets ambushed tonight, it's probably gonna be little Kobold. So I will... I'll wait a little bit until he's as asleep as one could hope for, unroll my bedroll, and just hang out.
Alright. So, you guys begin your long rest. Let me see here. So, as you sleep, yep, you are met with terrible nightmares. Terrible nightmares are nothing new for you. You've felt horrible nightmares, terrible visions and dreams, all the time since you've forged this pact with the Nightweaver, since you've started seeing your friends drop off. But this one seems especially vivid as you relive the death of Belior, the death of Kryn, the death of Thundin, the horrible things that have happened over the past few years at the hands of these enemies that abound. And as the night comes to the end, it comes to its end. You guys each take your turn at watch, but it is largely uneventful. You guys awaken in the morning. Yip, you receive no benefit from your long rest, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 5.
I feel like fucking shit.
They spiked your drinks.
Yeah, you did drink a lot.
So
Yeah, I might have something to do with it.
you all awaken to sunlight flitting through the windows of your various rooms.
Now, I, as a player who have been around the block, have a good idea as to what's happened to Yip. Does Brisk have any idea?
Make an let's do Arcana check.
Okay.
So you have heard legends of night hags, one of the more powerful versions of hags, being able to, from the ethereal plane, reach into people's dreams and corrupt them, making them unable to rest soundly, and eventually killing them if it goes on long enough.
Noted. I imagine Brisk will probably notice this when Yip mentions that they are not well rested. For now, when I wake up, I'm just gonna try to sneak the fuck out of his room so he doesn't think I'm being creepy, even though I'm being creepy.
Alright, so you sneak out of Yip's room before Yip wakes up. Yeah, after a little bit, you guys all meet downstairs. They are serving a little breakfast. It looks like they've got like some omelets, a little bit of porridge, some tea, little mushroom strips that look like imitation bacon, basically.
Yip will grab an omelet because he should probably get something on his stomach.
So I guess we should probably get some supplies and just jump right into it.
Convenient potions might do us good.
Seconded.
Okay, so you guys can easily track down a potion store. They have a vast assortment of potions. Are you guys just looking for healing potions?
Unless there's any other reason not to.
Yeah, I guess mostly.
Then, they have all 4 varieties of the potion of healings, from the regular potion of healing all the way up to the supreme potion of healing. The regular potion of healing is going for 50 gold pieces each, and they have 30 of them. Somebody write this down while I'm saying it so that you guys have it in a list. They also have the greater healing potions, which go for 100 each. They have 20 of those. They have the superior healing potions, which go for 500 gold each. Those are, they have 15 of those. and then they have the Supreme Healing Potions that are 1,000 gold pieces each, and they have 5 of them.
I think I only missed the regular ones.
Okay, the regular ones, there were 30 of them, and they're 50 gold pieces each. Thank you, Ash.
Well, Wallace is the one with all the money, so.
Yep.
How much does everyone want? The past, our forebears have provided.
Buy them all. Buy
I'm
them
good.
all.
tank.
I needed healing.
Can you afford them all? Did anybody do the math?
5 grand. I'm
No.
looking at it.
We cannot afford them all.
They did the math. They did the
We do.
monster math.
We can get the 5 superior, like 10? Or no, the supreme is the 5 supreme.
How much money do we have?
15,420 gold or something.
That's correct, yeah.
I think most of it was from that dragon horde.
Yeah.
Weird question. This is me, Glor, the player speaking. What is the likelihood we'd be able to get our hands on a silent scroll?
There are stores that sell scrolls here, but let's see. The majority of the scrolls that are sold are druid spells. Let's see. Silence on the druid spell list.
Let me look it up.
No, it isn't.
Aw, shoot. Okay, yeah, so, unfortunately that would not be one of the scrolls that's available here. But any spell that's on the druid spell list up to 4th level is available here in the city, as there is quite a large population of druids here.
There's also still this massive list of spell scrolls in the bag.
I'm looking at that pearl of power still.
Go ahead and take it.
Grab whatever's useful for you guys.
There are what's these slippers of spider climbing.
Can we like put like a mark for like or like remove it or something if someone has taken it? Wait, so you can like.
Yeah, like strike it through.
Yeah, I guess I'll grab the pearl of power as well.
Well, as you guys are divvying up loot and figuring out how many potions you want to buy, I think this is a prime time to take a little break. So everybody come back here at 9:53. Maybe we'll go ahead and just make it an even 9:55, 12 minutes from now. Everybody grab a snack, use the bathroom, and please figure out how many potions you want to buy, and if you're taking anything from the loot list, go ahead and do that during the break. Alright?
Roger that.
There's